What's up, YouTubers? Hygger Hybrid here. Let's talk for a moment. While I still have, product of the aftermath over here. Actually, this in here looks great right now. I cleaned up the floors and the walls and the whole thing. I have to drain the water and cut these beastly stalks down. So let's talk about, I know a lot of people know, but there's a lot of people that don't know the difference between SOG and SCROG. SOG, Sea of Green, basically employs an unlimited amount of plants inside of your nets. So in theory you could have the same footprint of nets that I have here, but you could be running 200 plants. And most of the time when people run an SOG grow, they flower from rooted clones. They typically veg under a week, if that, 3 days, and then they flip to flower. The theory behind that and the principle is to end up with one large bud for every clone. So the plant doesn't ever get the chance to branch out sideways. It just basically shoots up and turns into a big clone or a big bud. That's what that's the theory. That's what they aim to do, and it works and works well. Just because they have the plant numbers doesn't mean you're gonna have more weight than a single one plant scrog if it's done right. You could see this is a perfect example of what I mean by that. If a scrog is done right, like this, each one of these branches, I know it's up here, but they were all the way down here, and all these little things were just big 2-foot colas, 2-foot colas, 2-foot colas everywhere. And this plant is mature enough, it has a root system that's developed enough to support that kind of a growth. Okay, when it comes to an SOG flowered from clone, the little clone doesn't have a root system to support 2-foot colas. They generally stay under a foot, if that, 6-8 inches. The reason I don't run SOG and I run scrog is because I'm better at this, because it's easier. I don't have to tend to 200 plants in here. All I have to do is once in a while gather myself underneath of the canopy and just kind of enjoy, picking things away and kind of cleaning things up and just doing the whole Mr. Miyagi thing in the bonsai and just have fun with one plant. Now, SOG, well, I don't know any state that's legal to an SOG, like a true SOG run, not even California, unless you're running some kind of co-op or something like that, and each person's allowed 99 plants, but I still think that there's too high of a risk in that department. The whole reason I got on YouTube to begin with is to show people how to do this. When I thought more people knew, but there just wasn't that a lot. Don't get me wrong, growers know, but there wasn't too many people doing it, which I think that a lot of growers needed to aim in this direction, so you can still achieve the weight that everybody wants to achieve. But I think it's just misunderstood. More plants does not equal more weight. The only thing that dictates the outcome of your yields is, one, your experience in growing, two, your watts. More watts, more weight, period. I don't care if it's one plant or 100 plants under this net. And if you only got 1,000 gallons of gasoline in this case, then essentially you're going to go the same distance whether it's 100 cars under here or one. That's the theory. In case a lot of people don't know, that's the way, the perspective that I like to look at it, and I like to explain it to folks. So scrog typically is 1 or 2 plants under a net, maybe 4 under a large net. I'd say definitely a good setting scrog is 4 plants under an 8 by 4 net. When SOG is a bunch of little flowered clones. That's it. That's all it is. They don't want any side branching. Typically, especially if you're running like some kind of like arrow sight. The clones are really close together, no side branching. They'll cut all the side branching away, and just they want all that penetrational light to reach to the bottom of the flowers, so they can get nice big developed colas from top to bottom. And we do the same thing with the scrog, and it's the same exact thing, but only you're training the plant to grow in the areas where you would typically put one of those clones. So you would put like this branch here, and believe me, this plant right here is cut way back. This plant filled up this entire thing, and it was just like buds all the way to here, like literally, and it was just giant. These lights are actually 3 feet 3 inches away from the top of the canopy. Some people ask me that, and the colas were like literally all the way up here. So that's the difference between an SOG and a scrog. It's just typically just your plant count, and that's it. So guys, the reason why we're all here and learning together is we're trying to basically beat them at their own game. Well, it's not about plant counts, it's about how many watts. So I don't want to put any ideas in anybody's heads, especially politicians, so I'll leave it at that. Watts is weight, not plant counts, and stay tuned, and we'll gather and talk about some more shit later. For the meantime, I really got to get in here and pull up this roof system. This is incredible. They've been actually sitting here for like damn near 2 weeks, and I just unplugged the air stones yesterday, or 2 days ago I think it was, so they're probably pretty raunchy, and I'm going to get on with my daily duties so we can get this room recycled here. Alright guys, I will talk to you later. If you got any comments or questions, don't forget, drop them in the box. I'll catch you later. Hydra Hybrid.